Good morning. Good morning, good morning. I am here to do my morning. I'm a little late. Had a little uh, technology got in the way a little bit today. I wanted to talk about something that I think is really important, and that is silencing those inner critical voices. Now, this is also going to talk about those inner, those outward voices that can be critical. But I would say that a lot of times the reason we have a hard time with the critical voices that coming at us is because of the critical voices that we're dealing with inside. And so I thought this would be something that we covered. This is something that we covered yesterday in church. And oh my gosh, y'all, I mean, if I miss a Sunday, it's because I usually don't have as much good information to be fed to you. And I hate that. So yesterday I went, the week before I had missed, and I don't think God needs me to go to church. He doesn't need us to go to church, but it's a place to go and to honor Him. But by going, I'm always fed so much. It's just with the community fellowship and um, just being fed His word. However, there are times that I know in the past um, where sometimes it's hard to just show up to be around people, right? Do you ever feel that way? And not necessarily just church, but other places. And you think, oh, and why is that? And think about that. I think for me, some in the past, I don't think it's that bad now, but in my past, especially, the more work I've done on getting, that emotional resilience, the stronger I've been in that, but I'm still find things will pop up. But yesterday, the pastor talked about silencing those critical voices, and I'm going to take that in just a little bit step further and talk about those inner voices. But what he shared would apply for the most part, and so I'm gonna go over that because he talked about don't let the arrows of criticism pierce our heart. Now, if you think about you're afraid, when I came on social media, I was petrified. I was so afraid of showing up live, showing up making mistakes, fumbling with my words. Like that was terrifying to me. And most of the time, it was due to my worry about what people thought. And some of you may be going, oh, well, I don't really care what people think. I didn't think I did either. Now, I'm not saying you do. Hey, Chris, good to see you. Good morning, Chris. I was on Chris's podcast. If you have not seen his podcast, I'll get some information to you out. I'm going to be posting about that. I was guest speaker, and he is a cool dude, y'all. He is immersed in the word. I love it. But but letting those arrows pierce our heart of criticism, and 9 times out of 10, those criticisms come from within. And so he gave 3 ways or 5 ways, actually, 5 principles on how to deal with difficult situations. I'm gonna share those with you. And number 1 is to anticipate criticism, and that's not in a place, "Hey, Ada, good morning." That is not coming from a place of, I'm just know it's coming. I know criticism coming. It's not that. It's, "Okay, I'm gonna put myself out there. I may have some criticism coming back at me. How am I gonna get myself in a place where that's not it's gonna bounce off me? How am I gonna armor up? Put the armor of God on me so that that criticism that I think might come, maybe because you know people that you're talking to, and you just know it's gonna come to you, or you're preparing so that when it comes, it just kind of rolls off you. It bounces away. And one way to do this, and I will tell you, this is what works for me and so many others, that if I don't do this, I know for me personally, I am easily accessible, whatever. Y'all, I'm not having a good time with my words today, apparently. But it's very easy for me to get off course with my emotions of how I take things. And that is spending that time in the morning just in prayer, or just getting quiet and calming my mind, and just kind of either it's a reflection, if it's a susceptible, I can't even say it when I'm reading it, Ada. Thank you for writing it. Oh my God. I will susceptible. Thank you. Oh my gosh. I hate it when a word doesn't come to me. Thank you. Thank you. Um, so that time in the morning, and that has been so valuable. And I just started really committing to that recently, probably in the last 6 months or so. And the last week I quit doing it. And I was kind of getting off course. I was, I feel like I'm always having a conversation with God. And if you don't think you can do that, just know I think He loves it. But throughout the day, I may have like, oh, what should I do here? Help me out here. Or thank you. Thank you for that blessing. But when I wake up with thinking of three things to be grateful for, and then just if I do nothing else, thanking Him for at least three things, my day starts off in the right way. But if I spend quality time, maybe 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 minutes in the Word, oh, I'm ready. I am armored up. And so that's number one. Number one is anticipating what might come and preparing for that. And one way to do that is spending some time first thing in the morning. I know, I love that. I have arguments with him sometimes. Yes, right? I have done that before. I've been like, if you want me to do this, you're going to have to make sure I understand because apparently I'm not smart enough. You need to help me out here." Number two. Number two is silence is often golden. And I love this because it's so easy to make that quick remark, that quick response. And what he said was a soft answer turns away wrath. But you can't give a soft answer if you're frustrated and angry and you're living in this space of defensiveness. And so, again, going back to that, waking up with that, what am I grateful for? How can I spend that time of focusing on what God has blessed me with instead of what all the things I don't have? And number three, look beyond the words. This is so powerful. And this is something that when I realized this truth, it helped me handle so many things in life. Not all the time, I'm human, but if you think about behind every critical word is the hurt and disappointment that someone's struggling with themselves. And so if you're on social media and I don't really see the negativity, I don't like embrace it, but if I've a link the other day sent me to like another complete other platform and I'm reading about I don't remember the topic, but it just went into all different, ways. It just, uh, branched out into all different topics and people were talking about things and it was just overwhelming. People were I could feel their hurt and their anger and their bitterness and that's looking at it a place of, oh my goodness, what have they struggled with in their life and being aware of that. If someone walks by you and it may be someone you know real well and they don't look, they don't say hi, and you get offended. But if you think about, they probably didn't even recognize, like they were probably so ingrained in maybe they woke up and had a fight with their spouse or a child, or the day just started off bad and they've got so much going on in their mind that they just didn't think, oh, stop and say hi. And so instead of being angry at people outside of you, right? Think about what are they going through. I try to do that when I'm driving. I try to do that when I'm driving. Number four, your response reflects your spiritual heart and emotional health. And that's Proverbs. The evidence of that comes from Proverbs 15:31 and 29:11. You never know what people are going through, right, Ada? Right? You just don't know. And that's hard to remember sometimes. It really is. And that is why I think it's so important to start your day with that time of going, okay, how knowing that everything that I'm going to go through, the Lord is going to be for my best and highest self, and knowing that you've got me and that I am armored up. Number five, determined to live for an audience of one. And this spoke to me. 'Cause how many times I wanna make people happy, right? I tend to have that people-pleasing personality, and, not always. Sometimes it's just like, "Nope, I've learned boundaries," right? But it's still kind of in there, like, I want people to be that's why I offer a service online, like oh, okay. And so people pleasing, he my what could become an idol. And so what you want to do is put God first, please God, please him, study his word, know exactly what he expects of you. Oh yeah, Ada, I get it. It's like when we're people pleasing, we and I'm speaking to me that I forget, wait, who am I really trying to please? And I will say I try to please me sometimes. Well, I don't wanna do that. It's too like my s I volunteer at my church, and sometimes it's like, well, I don't wanna do that. Why can't someone else do that? In my mind, I want someone else to take over that position, but what does God want me to do? How am I gonna show up for him? And if that means showing up for him, it's always gonna be good. I'm gonna love it, and it's gonna bring me joy. But if I'm constantly fighting it because I think that's what I want, then I'm gonna be miserable. And so that I'm gonna close with because I have a meeting right now. It's a hard close, but I wanna just share that with you, and I hope that blessed you. If you have any, um, thoughts on this, if this has blessed you, helped you, if you enjoy this, let me know. It just, is something that I believe God's led me to do. So and you're welcome, Ada. Thank you. And I will see y'all next Monday, and hopefully it will be 8:15. I won't be late next Monday. That's my promise to myself and to you. Love y'all.